And welcome back. We're going to get right to it with Elijah Cummings. He is on the Homeland Security Committee that is looking into this. Sheila Jackson Lee, another key legislator down in Oklahoma. Tom Coburn, who's on the Judiciary Committee, among other things. And with us, Nora O'Donnell, who's been on top of this story from the very beginning. Nora, let me just start with you. We know that the president met with Mark Sullivan, the head of the Secret Service, Friday, and I guess that was the first time the two of them have met face to face. What do you make of that meeting?
It was the first time the two had met. President Obama called the Secret Service Director, Mark Sullivan, into the Oval Office for a face-to-face meeting. I'm told this was a briefing where Sullivan sort of gave the details about the 23 people who are now involved, which include 12 Secret Service agents and officers and 11 members of the military. On Friday, we had an additional 3 resign. That brings to 6 the total number. It's not clear whether Mark Sullivan's future at the head of the Secret Service agency was discussed.
Let me just go to our panel then. Sheila Jackson Lee, you have said flatly this thing needs to be cleaned up. Does that mean that Mr. Sullivan has to go, or do you still have confidence in him?
Bob, I was in Colombia, and when I landed on Monday, coming back from the Organization of American States, Director Sullivan was the first person that I met with for at least 2 hours. I have faith in Director Sullivan, but I believe we are at a moment in history. Since 1906, the Secret Service has protected the Commander-in-Chief, the leader of the free world. We're at a moment in history that for the Secret Service to go forward, the cancer must be carved out. Frankly, I think there should be no tolerance, zero tolerance, and I took the opportunity to read the Colombian law on prostitution. When the agents come back and tell us that it is legal, the only legal act is the Sex Workers Act. Everything else is illegal. Inducing, human trafficking, being at a place like the Play Club that is like a brothel that gains profit, all of that's illegal. And these individuals breach the security, breach the integrity and honor of the Secret Service, which I respect, by doing this while they were there 24 hours a day to protect the leader of the free world.
Let me ask Elijah Cummings, you're the ranking member on that committee. You and the committee chairman, Darrell Issa, often disagree on things, but you both came together on this and demanded a full and thorough investigation.
No doubt about it, Bob. This is so very, very important. You know, the Secret Service has a very, very important job. And as I've said to Director Sullivan, it's not only that I want the Secret Service to be the excellent organization that it is, but I also want to make sure that people perceive it as being that. That is very important. A large part of their success is that people know that they cannot penetrate the armor of the Secret Service. And so I think the Secret Service has to pause here, look very carefully at itself, and if changes are appropriate, they need to make them. But I, too, I agree with Congressman Sheila Jackson Lee. I have full faith in Sullivan. I think he moved on this quickly. He got those agents out immediately. He suspended them initially. He took away their clearance. And now 6 of them are gone, and so I think, but we've got to wait and see. Chairman Issa and I have sent a letter to him asking a number of questions, trying to figure out whether or not this is an aberration or whatever, and seeing how a little history of these folks. And we also, basically, we're going to be sending a letter tomorrow to DOD, because we want to see exactly what role DOD played in all of this, too.
Let me go to Tom Coburn, who's down in Oklahoma and joining us from there this morning. Senator, you are on the Judiciary Committee. I think you're going to be calling, your chairman is going to be calling Janet Napolitano before your committee. Should we be hearing something from Cabinet Secretary Napolitano? I mean, the Secret Service comes under her cabinet department, and as far as I know, we haven't heard very much from her. Are they investigating this?
Well, I'm sure she is. You know, I'm not critical of what the administration has done thus far. I think what we're seeing is an aberration, and I think Secretary Napolitano, when she comes before us, will have answers to the question. I think it's really important, Bob, that we not jump ahead of the head of the Secret Service. He has demonstrated in many ways that he's on top of this, and we'll get to the bottom of it. And my experience with the Secret Service has been with stellar individuals. And I think the important thing is that we not allow an overreaction that would do more damage to the Secret Service rather than the appropriate response. Anybody that wasn't down there to take care of protecting our president and his group and failed their duty should be gone. But I think this is an outlier for the Secret Service, and I think we'll get to the bottom of it. It's amazing how interested we are in these types of things once a situation occurs, but we're not doing the oversight ahead of time and prior to something like this to make sure that something like this doesn't occur. Congress tends to react very well when there's a problem, but they never anticipate the problems or do the oversight ahead of time.
I would kind of, probably all of us would agree on that. Sheila Jackson Lee, do you have any information about this latest Secret Service agent? Because as you heard Senator Lieberman say, it turns out that he apparently was in the other hotel, the hotel where the president later was.
Well, I will say, Bob, that Homeland Security Committee that I am on is beginning its investigation with investigators in the field, and I believe that both Mr. King and Mr. Thompson and myself are pushing. I sent a letter the first day I arrived back. What I would say is that we know in my briefings from Director Sullivan just 2 days ago that he is a problem and that he now equals the 12th problem. Amongst the 20 women, this individual is a problem. So they are investigating him. It is now 12. That means 5 have not been addressed because they have due process rights. But what I would simply say is for the principal leadership that we expect, they must be addressed, and I believe they all should go.
All right.